There's a window of time and most people sleep right through it, where your brain is more open to any change at any other point of the day. It's not a metaphor, it's not some spiritual thing, it's measurable. Your brain waves shift into a specific frequency where the part of you that resists change, that rejects new beliefs, that keeps you stuck, is finally quiet. In that window, you can install new beliefs like software updates effortlessly with no willpower required. Some of the most brilliant people in history knew about this window and they used it deliberately. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can use it too. Now let me explain what's actually happening in your brain. Throughout the day, your brain cycles through different wave states. When you're alert and focused, when you're in beta, fast, active brain waves, when you relax, you drop into alpha, more calm or more creative. And when you meditate deeply or drift towards sleep, you enter theta. That's between 4 to 7 hertz. Theta is where the magic happens, and I don't really use that word lightly. In theta, your subconscious mind is wide open. The critical faculty, that's the part of your conscious mind that analyzes, judges, and rejects information that doesn't match your current beliefs. That part goes offline. Think of it like a bouncer at a nightclub leaving the door and anybody can walk in. Now, this is why hypnosis works. Hypnosis is essentially inducing theta and then making suggestions while the door is open. Therapists have used this for decades to help people quit smoking, overcome phobias, change deep-seated patterns. But you don't need a hypnotherapist because you naturally pass through theta twice every single day. Once falling asleep and once while waking up. Now here's what's wild. Some of the most creative minds in history exploited this exact state. Thomas Edison used to nap in a chair holding steel balls over a steel metal plate. As he drifted into theta, his hand would relax and the balls would drop and then the crash would wake him up. And he would immediately write down whatever ideas had surfaced into that liminal state. Some of his best inventions came from this practice. Salvador Dali did the same thing. He called it slumber with a key. He'd hold a heavy key over a plate, drift off, and the clang would wake him at the exact moment of theta. He said it was the most surreal, boundary-breaking art came from that window. Now, these were not spiritual practices. These were practical techniques used by people who understood that the mind between walking and sleeping is fundamentally different from the mind that's fully awake. Now, here's where a teacher named Neville Goddard takes this further. Goddard, who taught in the 1950s, long before anyone was talking about brain waves or theta states, but his most powerful technique was built entirely around this window. He called it state akin to sleep. His instruction was simple. As you're falling asleep in that drowsy, heavy, fading moment, construct a short scene in your imagination that implies your desire is already fulfilled. Not a full movie, a single scene. Hearing a friend congratulate you, feeling the handshake after a deal closes, seeing the number on the screen. And the key is loop it. Play it over and over as you drift off. Let yourself fall asleep inside the scene. What Goddard was doing, whether he knew the neuroscience or not, was delivering suggestions directly into the subconscious during theta. No resistance, no critical faculty saying that's not real, just pure, unfiltered programming. Dr. Joe Dispenza, who's a neuroscientist and probably the most well-known voice in this space right now, has confirmed this from the science side. He said that theta is the most optimal state for reprogramming the subconscious mind. Suggestions given in theta are dramatically more effective than anything you try to force during a normal waking consciousness. Now, there's also research from Stanford suggesting that learning and suggestion during theta adjacent states is significantly more effective. Some studies indicate 200 to 300% more effective than during full waking consciousness. Your brain is literally more plastic, more moldable, more open to rewiring in this state. So think about what you're currently doing in this window. Most people, they're scrolling on their phone, maybe watching TikTok, checking their email, observing whatever random content the algorithm serves them. You're programming your subconscious every night, whether you know it or not. By the way, guys, if this is clicking for you, please subscribe. I go deep on the intersection of consciousness and real-world results every single week. Now, let me give you the exact protocol. The 4 a.m. protocol. And I call it the 4 a.m. protocol not because you need to set an alarm for 4 a.m., but because that is the natural waking window. Anytime time between 3 and 5 a.m. When you briefly surface from deep sleep, that's pure theta. It's the cleanest window you'll ever get. But the falling asleep window works too. Use whichever is more natural for you. So step 1, when you wake naturally in that window or when you're drifting off at night, stay still, eyes closed, do not check your phone. The moment you look at the screen, you pull yourself into beta and the window closes. Step 2, let your body stay heavy. Don't try to wake up. Try to think clearly. That heaviness is the feeling of theta. You want to stay in it. And step 3, construct your scene. It should be short, like 10 seconds long. First person. You're not watching yourself from outside. You're in it. Make it sensory. What do you feel? What do you hear? What's the emotional tone? A handshake, a conversation, a celebration? Whatever implies that the thing that you want is already done, you do that. Step 4, loop it. Play the scene over and over and let it drift and soften. Don't grip it. Let it become almost dreamlike. And ideally, fall back asleep while you're inside it. And that's it. That's the whole technique. It takes maybe 5-10 minutes and you're doing it in a state where your body is essentially immobilized and your subconscious is completely receptive. I want to be real with you about what to expect. The first few nights, you're going to fall asleep before you can even start the scene. You'll lose focus or your mind will wander into random thoughts. That's normal. Don't fight it. Just gently come back to the scene. The more you practice, the longer you can hold it. And the changes won't happen overnight. But what I found is that within about 2 to 3 weeks, things started shifting in ways that feel almost coincidental. Call comes in that you didn't expect. An opportunity appears from a connection that you'd forgotten about. You make a decision you've been paralyzed on for months, and then suddenly it feels obvious. It doesn't feel dramatic. It feels like things are just starting to go right. You almost can't trace it back to any one thing, and that's the subconscious at work. It doesn't change your life with a lightning bolt. It changes through 1,000 small shifts you barely notice until you look back. The most important thing I can tell you is this. You are most adjustable when your conscious mind is the quietest. That's not a weakness, that's a tool. And right now, most people are wasting that tool by letting their phone program them instead of programming themselves. Take back the window, use it deliberately, 5 minutes a night, and let the subconscious do what it does best. Reorganize your reality around a new belief. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.